What do you call when someone takes a photo of themselves?
Idiot.
No. What's the word for like? I take a. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People in there fucking live tweeting during shows.
Yeah. What is with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I never watch shows when they air.
The
no
worst
one, no
when
one
people
is
tweet during a show live.
other than the real
I can hear
podcast.
laughter from the room.
I don't know. I don't find anybody.
Playing.
Hey, there is quite a few. More than Nineveh.
Hey, go back to Gus's shot for a second. Go back to Gus's shot.
What's up?
Why are you so low?
You're pretty low. Why doesn't anyone tell me anything? I got a fucking earpiece. Tell me. Gus, you're disappearing out of the shot.
Next shot would just hit me. Your hair.
Okay, so in the sound check
I'm just throwing up in my
before,
mouth. I think Maggie Gyllenhaal is one of the most unattractive women
People
on
don't-
TV.
I don't
think
think anybody
look at
thinks
her.
I don't
she's
think
good
people
looking.
do.
No.
I
Women
do like Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think she's attractive, but I don't consider her to be like a
You
bombshell
are aware she looks like a horse, right?
that everybody likes. Listen, I mean, did you ever
She
see the
looks
movie?
like
Some
a
people like
painting.
animals.
Secretary?
She looks like a painting that
No,
got rained
seen
on.
that?
Yeah.
She looks like a painting that got rained on.
Yeah, it just kind of drooped and sagged in weird places. Like,
Dear Lord, I hope no one ever talks about me like that, ever. That's like the
She
worst
looks like
thing
a
anyone's
painting
ever
that's been
said about
rained
another
on.
person.
That's pretty terrible.
So that's
You're
it.
afraid of rejection, but you just call someone like the most awful thing I can imagine.
He's probably afraid of rejection because he knows how harshly he judges
Oh,
people.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else? Joel's like that too.
Joel judges people like.
no, I don't judge. I don't judge people like.
You
the way-
just called Maggie Gyllenhaal a painting that got rained on. I don't judge anyone. What the fuck?
No, but I wouldn't like.
That is literally the worst thing I've ever said about another human being.
No, but I wouldn't have. It's different though. That's just like that's what she looks like.
It's not my fault she's hideous.
No, I don't. She actually looks like that.
Oh my God.
Wow, that was awesome.
This is what now this is the bathroom podcast. So you're in the bathroom. You're in the bathroom
Okay.
doing your business. We're not going to go into details here, but you're in the bathroom doing your business. And somebody starts talking to you through the bathroom door.
What was that?
Somebody starts talking to you through the bathroom door while you're in there. Do you answer, and is that a massive violation of
I
etiquette?
answer and I say, let me do my business in peace.
Everyone
Concentrating.
Everyone talking from the bathroom always talks higher pitch though. Like,
You know what
"Wait
I
a minute.
fucking hate? Girls tend to go to the bathroom together. You guys all know that.
I know that.
Yes.
That's annoying.
When you go to the bathroom with another female, don't talk to me while I'm in the stall, please.
Right.
Like, if we're both in the stall, just piss, finish. When we're at the sink washing our hands, okay, you can talk to me now. But girls who are just like, yeah, so like, what'd you think about that guy? That was
Again,
like,
high pitch like you said.
The bitch went right up. Yeah,
I was imitating a female voice.
yeah, I don't want people talking to me in the
absolutely
bathroom. I
not.
just don't want that. Barbara and I had a bathroom moment today where,
Okay, go on.
okay, well, I'm one of the few people, this is going to sound, it's going to start off up here, but it's going to go way down. So I'm one of the few people that showers in the company. See, we're up here now. And then I was in there like cleaning out my clothes and all that stuff. And
Are
we
your
have one-
boxes on the floor right now?
They might
Going
be.
really
They might be.
badly.
Because she shooed me out of the bathroom. So it's a big bathroom. Barbara walks in and said, oh, because she saw me in there.
Well,
but
the door was open.
Yeah, and I'm in the side bathroom. It's like 2 rooms, our bathroom, basically. And I'm in the side room by the shower just putting stuff in my bag. And she goes, oh, and she goes to leave. And I just said out of reflex, I go, oh, no, I'm just cleaning up my stuff. Go ahead, come in.
I'm like, do you want me to just go to the bathroom with you just in here? I'm just like,
Barbara and I hanging out.
He
We're
wanted-
hanging out in the bathroom together.
Why did you just stay there? Why didn't you be like, no, it's okay?
I
wanted
was
you to
too
take a
far
shower.
inside or something. I don't even know.
It was so unbelievably awkward. And then I had to like move past her to get out the door. It was way too much.
He wanted you to take a shower so he could take a dump.
God. Neither one of us would make eye contact either. It was just like, can't see you.
Well, I'm in here now.
So how's your day?
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
We both started talking in high-pitched voices. So it was perfectly fine.
So how's your day going?
What counts as indecent exposure? Like, if I just open my
Why do you need to know?
if I just open my trench coat in front of someone, indecent exposure.
Yes.
If I have a picture of my penis and show it to someone, is that indecent exposure?
It's an
I
exposure
don't-
of a film.
You showed, when we were at an event in LA, you showed a video to somebody that I thought was remarkably inappropriate.
Yeah.
That you would just
And
show
now,
that to that person.
that person
Oh,
think
yeah.
I know what you're
That
talking
person
about.
remembers me. So
He showed, I'm not going to go into detail who the person was. It was
Okay.
a woman, and he showed her on his phone a picture of a penis ejaculating in super slow motion, because that's what he's known for,
Well,
as being the slow motion guy.
To be fair, she only saw about a second of it, and then she went, "Oh, okay,
And
that's enough."
before I showed it to her, she asked me if I'd ever filmed that, and I was like, well, you know, do a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff going on in this line of work. You want to see something? And she was like, I absolutely do. And then I showed it to her. She's like, oh.
Oh my.
I didn't just blast it in her face, though.
That, I think that could have
See-
gone, you're talking about indecent exposure, though? That could have gone poorly for you.
Why? It wasn't mine.
It's not yours, but it's still indecent.
Is it?
And they're
And you're
exposed to it.
exposing.
Is it?
The reason I ask is because
What would be more indecent than showing someone an ejaculation? what would be worse than that? Where on the spectrum would that fall?
I was
Your
wondering.
penis was decent.
I was
Decent
wondering.
exposure.
I was wondering the other day because I thought everyone has tattoos. I was like, what would I get if I was going to have a tattoo? And then I thought, what if I had a very high resolution picture?
Oh, boy.
Do not. Of my anus.
Oh, my
taken.
Lord.
And I had that tattoo like on my arm. Now it'd be 1 for 1 my exact anus. Is that indecent exposure if I show them it?
It's offensive. I wouldn't say it's indecent exposure.
But they wouldn't know what it would be out of context.
But
It'd
you're not
just be like-
exposing anything.
But it's a
guess.
one-to-one picture of your anus. People know what a fucking anus looks like.
A
So-
one-to-one photo of your anus. God.
Why did you say
There's
dick?
been, I've always seen really offensive
A knob is
tattoos.
doesn't work in 2D. It's
That
not going
seems-
to look like a real knob. My actual
you make
anus
it move?
tattooed to my arm would look like an anus.
Now you have to do it.
Would you really do that?
Yeah, do it and find out.
Sure, it's one color, isn't it?
Did I ever tell you that story of what happened at my elementary school when I was
I
in
don't
like the
think
fifth
so.
grade? We had a cafeteria that was in like the basement of our school, and we were all eating lunch. It was probably like 5 minutes into it, and all of a sudden I hear screams, and I look over, and then there's this puddle of brown and yellow liquid, like seeping through the hallway of the cafeteria, and I see kids just like running. There's 3 kids throwing up. I'm just like, wait, what the fuck is that? The fucking sewage, like,
Line.
pipe or whatever burst in the cafeteria and just started spewing shit and piss everywhere. There were kids
I like how
like,
Gavin's like
I just
looking
fucking
for
took off out the
Gavin's
door.
making awful noises.
Wow.
I hope his mic is picking those up. There was like a rumble.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Do you ever do burps that are actually inside your throat?
Yeah.
They never make it out.
It hurts.
Yeah.
The Meg 64 guys talk about this video online called Septic 5. I think that's it. Or
Oh
Septic-
God.
It's a fetish video of people who are into.
right,
Nope, that's enough.
All right, we're done.
Okay,
We're
it's
done.
just a guy in a septic tank.
We're all done.
Who's
It's
just
just,
like-
it's just a guy in a septic tank, Gus. That's all it is.
But it's on YouTube, and it's just like
It's just a
you
guy-
don't get the point that he's in a septic tank until he like comes up and he's just like rubbing shit on.
What do you mean it's on YouTube?
all
How's
right,
that on YouTube?
guys, we're done.
Don't put it in the link dump. No pun intended.
So absolutely link dump that. We click at your own risk.
Link dump.
We just put it out there. We don't force people to click on it.
No, I'm going. I'm going.
This is my goal.
An interesting. So this guy who cleaned septic tanks in this documentary had been cleaning them for so long. Like he'd been doing it since I think the early. I think he'd been doing it since the mid '60s. And he talked about how throughout the years, like when birth control was first introduced, he saw, or first widely available, the pill, he saw a decrease in the number of condoms in septic tanks. And that with the rise of HIV in the mid '80s, that he saw an increase in condoms back again into the tanks.
So the stories a
And then-
septic tank can tell.
He also had a collection of stuff. Like,
Please,
look, you'd be
let's-
surprised
Oh,
how
yeah?
many dentures
Burn
I
it
find.
up.
And he would pull out like
Battery eyes.
dentures.
Think of something else.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
God.
And his wife would work with him and comes out like she digs him up. But the best thing, okay, anyway, this isn't gross. The most interesting thing he said was, he's like, there are a lot of people in the community who turn their noses up at me and who don't want to shake my hand or don't want to look at me. But when they have trouble, they'll always come calling. Like he's like, I'm always going to be needed, no matter what people think about me and my job.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
'Cause
That's
people-
good for him, I guess.
People will always
He loves
be
it
shitting.
too, yeah.
If you had to choose between those 3 jobs, what would you pick?
Semen.
The bull semen collector.
Yeah.
Really? I would beautify dead people.
Hey, did I ever tell you guys
Do their
about-
makeup and shit. Put a nice outfit
No,
on
he
them.
also like embalmed and like sucked organs out.
Okay, fuck that.
Like it was
Semen.
everything.
Wait, why did they? What did they replace the organs with?
Just embalming fluid and
Oh, just fluid.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like a big blobby, floppy body.
I don't know.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time that I got Greg Kinnear fired when I was in college?
Go
Okay,
on.
I'll tell that story. So when I was in college, there was a buddy of mine. His name was Dal.
Dal?
D-A-L. That's his name.
What was his real name?
His name was Dal. His name was, I want to say, Dal Alvin Latshaw. So his name was also his initials. And
That's awesome. I've always wanted my middle name to be U. That way I could be G-U-S.
oh, really? Yeah. So the Dal had this.
Usher.
And
Gus Usher Sorola.
Dal had a job where he worked for the state of Texas, and he would make agricultural surveys on the phone. And in college, you give all your friends shit. You just give each other a bunch of grief. And one of the questions he would ask in a survey was, are you a rancher? How much livestock land do you have? How many acres do you have dedicated to that? How many head of cattle do you have? So my joke to Dow was always that for a living, he counted cows for the government. That's what Dow did for a living. It was a small part of his job. But then there was this show on Fox. It was called Best of the Worst. And they had a thing where they were trying to find the worst job in America. And it was one of these network shows where they had like a satellite distribution thing down through like local radio stations. They were going to find the worst job in Austin, then the worst job in Texas, then qualify for the finals of worst job in America and be crowned it. So I was up all night. So at like 5 in the morning, the local radio show comes on, and they were looking for the worst job in Austin. And so I thought, I love pranking my friends. I get on the phone, I call up, I get on the radio, and I just want to get on the radio. That's all that mattered. And so I went through the screener and said, my name's Dal Latshaw. I count cows for the government. And they said, you do what? I said, I count cows for the government. And so then I get on, they put me on the air, and I'm like, they go, we have Dal on the air. I go, hey, my name's Dal, how y'all doing? And they said, what do you do, Dal? I said, I count cows for the government. And I went through this whole long spiel about like counting cows and how it's important and like don't like look down when you're counting cows because you might step in something. So I go to my test, my chemistry test. I come home that day, fall asleep because I'd been up all night studying.
Right.
I wake up for dinner. It's 6 p.m. I walk down. The second floor bulletin board has a sign. Somebody had written a note on it saying, hey, Dal, call the radio station. You won that contest. And then a big question mark next to it. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was just happy because I had recorded a tape of my appearance on the radio. Dal, and I was going to play it at dinner for everybody. So Dal wins the Austin contest. He wins the Texas contest.
What?
He then qualifies for the top 5 finalists in the nation for this best of the worst jobs in America.
There are worse jobs than counting cows. but
Well, they
go
come
ahead.
out. That's what reminded me of it because he came out and recorded it. There was a woman who picked ticks off of ducks. I remember. There was
pretty
a guy who cleaned out with a bulldozer, cleaned out an industrial chicken coop underneath.
Wow.
Bulldozed chicken shit. Wow. Bulldozed it. And then there was 2 other jobs which I don't remember. And then there was Dal's thing where they took him out. He never talked to anybody. He only had to talk to one group of people, and that was when they came in to film his package for the show, for his video package. I knew you were gonna go there. So they come out, and Dal says, well, he even informs them. He says, I don't really like go out and count cows because I'm on the phone and I make these surveys. My friend just did it because that'd be fun. They go, oh, don't worry about that. We got this. So they went out and they got some land, hired a local rancher, let him use the land. They gave Dal a cowboy hat and a bullwhip. He's got like a fucking, he looks like Indiana Jones. And he's out there, 1, 2, 3. They filmed this really funny package. Dal wins the national contest. He won like some big cash prize. He won a trip out to Hollywood. And there was his older brother Rob I knew him as well. So Dal wins a trip out to LA, and he's like, yeah, they're gonna fly me out to LA, and I can bring one person. I go, really? He goes, so I'm gonna bring Rob, and I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm the whole reason you got in the contest. And so they fly him out there. They record his segment where he wins, and they had a cow on stage. They gave him the big
One.
They give him the big fucking check. They record the whole thing. Then this local reporter, do you know John Kelso, who writes for the Statesman?
Yeah.
He's like a hacky kind of Andy Rooney dude, but just
Hate him.
hate him, fucking hate him. And now you'll hate him even more. So he calls Dal and says, hey, this local college kid won this national contest. Tell me about it. And Dal says, well, that's the funny thing. It's all a big joke. I don't really do that. It's only part of what I do, and they film the whole package. So John Kelso goes, oh, really? Huh. Hangs up the phone, calls Fox in L.A., and says, I think it was Fox, and says, are you aware that this is not a real thing, that this is a hoax? And Fox says, we were not aware of that. Thank you. They fucking canceled the show. And they like replaced Dallas Package and his winner that they filmed in LA with I think the woman who picked ticks off the ducks ended up winning.
Bulldozing chicken shit's worse, but go ahead.
Way worse. Yeah. But they didn't bring her out or anything like that because then they just straight up canceled the show. And 6 months later, we're watching Channel E Entertainment News, and there's a show called Talk Soup on, and we're watching it with Greg Kinnear, and Dal walks in and goes, hey, that was the guy on the host of the show that I was on. And we looked it up. Sure enough, it was fucking Greg Kinnear was the host of the show that we accidentally got canceled. And then Greg Kinnear ended up on Talk Soup, and he's a fucking, Oscar-winning now actor as a result of all of that.
Good job.
Yeah.
It just shows you like one dumb decision can affect the world in quite a big way.
If I ever met Greg Kinnear, I swore I would tell him that story.
I thought
we were the guys who fucked up that
shitty
show
have
he
a
was on.
test that day if you weren't up studying. There's like so many little variables that contribute to that. That's crazy.
I thought the end of the story was going to be like some cow counting firm.
I thought that
was like, you're hired.
Accountants.
Let me see Best of the Worst is even on the internet.
That fist pump was not caught on camera.
It was epic nonetheless.
Yes.